And a smoker, that's Ronnie Osmer in the 99, a second car for Thomas Prater, and that brings out our first caution. And then we've got more problems in turn number 4. Andy Seiss has gone around in the 02 car.
That's the 52 of Will Rogers right there in front of your screen. The Dryden car, that's the same car that Austin won the championship with last year.
Oh, and he was having such a good run. He had moved up about 15 spots. Cody Robaugh in the number 7.
Just kind of got bottled up a little bit on the inside, it looked like. And the farther back you go, the less time you have to react.
This is for Natalie Decker.
Whoa,
really checked up.
Amazing. What a great job she did. You could hear her get out of the throttle. She had hardly any time to react.
That's impressive.
It certainly was. Pretty hard contact with the outside safer barrier for Saxon.
And what we saw from Natalie Decker, who's had a fast car, that's the detriment. That's one of the things that happens when you fall further back in the field. Running in the 20, she's 22nd right now.
Yeah, these guys were trying to avoid her as they got by the incident. You see a lot of damage to Ed Pompa's car as he makes contact with Andrew Belmont. That may cost this group the draft.
They've got some work to do to catch up to the lead pack.
Well, there we go.
Huge wreck.
Core, Houff, Lamastus, and Doza all involved. Semi-big one here at Daytona. Caution number 4.
The 98 of Houff just didn't give him enough room.
Guys, we saw that coming from
Blue 43 on the top side with a good push from Purdy. And they're wrecking. Holmes is going around and upside down. Zane Smith around. A big one to determine this one. So another restart coming. And that's Holmes on his side. Thompson also comes to a stop, and multiple cars involved here on the final lap at Daytona.
There's the 32 of Gus Dean.
He survived the early contact, a couple of more near misses with contact. His day looks like it will come to a close, and we will have a red flag.
We could feel that.
We've got the 18 pushing the 32, and the 32 is trying to help the 23, but he catches him in the right rear corner, and that turns him sideways. And I think he launched off the front of the 66 of Mark Thompson.
If it wouldn't have been for that incident, the outside line definitely would have had a shot at the win.
And I think you guys might be right. The Sean Core is being shown on our scoring monitor in second, and he's lined up second under this red flag.
See, look at the momentum the outside lane had before that.
I'm not sure, though. It depends on.
Remember, it's not instantaneous. I mean, it's not. The caution flag's going to come out as soon as they can, because they know the damage is severe enough that we need a caution flag. As you see Brett Holmes sliding down driver's side.
That's going to be close because Core definitely had the momentum and it was on his way. From that angle, it looks like he is ahead of.
It does.
I think
Gregson.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure does.
And then Purdy is up there. And Zane Smith almost was ahead of it, and he got hit on the rear quarter.
Yeah, Dave Mader III made hard contact with Zane Smith. Dave Mader was doing a nice job. We haven't talked a whole lot about him. He's a former winner here in the series back in, what, 91?
Correct.
He won a race at Michigan. He was a snowball derby winner.
Creed on the bottom side.
Big
Purdy is going around, hard into the wall. Car goes with
41.
him. Caution. And we'll try again.
Michael Self, Willie Mullins are the first two cars to get through there.
Riley Herbst also involved.
A lot of cars involved in that incident. There's Travis Braden. Look at all the damage to that 27 car.
Oh my, we are going to get a wild card winner here at Daytona. Creed on the bottom, Core on the top.
Nobody to blame here. These guys are just doing all they can do to be pushed. You see the 28 get pushed sideways, and then the 43 of Core and the 8 of Chase Purdy make contact. The 43 takes the 27 up into the outside wall. You see Michael Self go by relatively unscathed from this incident anyway.
Chase Purdy got tight on the bottom. You could see he didn't have any air on his nose, and he just couldn't keep it down there and got into the outside lane.
He didn't have any air on his nose because his nose was up underneath
Absolutely.
the back of the 28 car.
And you have to do that if you want to win the race, but you can see it here.
This is in the middle of the backstretch.
Bumper to bumper, gets tight.
You can see how much higher his nose was there with no air on it.
And once cars get together, it's over.
Thomas Prater, Doug Hires, the 06 and the 9. There's Brad Smith making contact with the 06.
So this is Riley Herbst on board with his. He's had one of many that's had an eventful night. Just about everyone has.
I think he was going to be okay till Brad Smith ran into the 06. Scoring monitor shows Noah Gragson. Depends if ARCA deems that he was maintaining speed and when the caution flag came out. Look at the damage. The 06 into the windshield of Riley Herbst.
As a former car owner, how much are you thinking when you see these? How expensive
just
this is?
Dollar signs.
Oh, Jamie McMurray. Trouble in the wall. Caution.
Up front damage.
That Chip Ganassi Chevrolet took a light hit into the wall and a pretty hard
I think I hit
hit.
pretty good.
Yep.
To the inside. Yeah, just barely clips that left rear quarter. That's all it takes really to get the car turning around. Hard to say if Kurt Busch's car got a little bit tight as he got there and it just wouldn't pull down and get all the way underneath Jamie McMurray, or
I almost think the air. I mean, I'm looking at the left rear corner of that one car right there. I don't see any wheel mark or anything. It's almost like the air pushed him around like he was a little loose and it just turned him.
yeah, if they touched it was barely.
Riding with Kevin Harvick.
Give me your again, clear low if you need it. Whatever you need here, watch him. Watch it one, watch it one. Keep
The
coming.
42, watch that, go to the 41, push the 41. He's got to run on the 48, Jimmy Johnson.
I think.
Oh, Johnson gets turned.
Not again.
Keep digging.
Kyle Busch into Larson into Johnson. And for what, the 7th year in a row, Jimmy Johnson will crash out of the clash.